In May of 2001, Stephen and his 3 kids moved into a new home. Almost immediately upon moving in, Stephen and his kids began to experience paranormal activity. The pictures would fall off the hooks, and when Stephen and his kids would leave the house, they would turn off all the lights only to find them all turned on upon returning home. One day, Stephen's youngest son, who we will call Eric, runs out of the basement screaming and saying that something, quote, big was chasing him. Stephen could tell that his son was genuinely terrified because when he looks down, he notices that Eric had peed himself, like he had an accident because of how scared he was. Now, some days later, Stephen and his kids were in the living room watching television. Stephen was on the couch when suddenly he sees a dark, shadowy figure appear in the doorway. This figure appeared to be made up of some sort of black mist, and Stephen could hear breathing coming from it. Now, thankfully, Stephen's kids did not notice it because they were too distracted by the television. Now, Stephen was obviously startled, but he didn't want to frighten his kids, so he simply tells them, "Everybody get up, we're going over to Grandma's house." The kids were a little bit confused, but they get up, and as they were all exiting the home, they hear a loud wailing sound. This sound was so loud that some of the neighbors' dogs even began to bark. So Stephen gets his kids in the car, and as they're driving away, Eric looks back and says, "Look, the basement monster is watching us from the window." So Stephen glances back and he sees that same dark, shadowy figure he had just seen standing in the window.